A woman plunges into the darkest ocean depths on a single breath.
If you do it wrong, you die.
A man appears to move objects with the power of his mind.
They're just having fun making tricks on camera.
And a skydiver attempts a terrifying landing into a speeding car.
This is well-timed by people who are well-practiced.
Whether fact, fakes, or flukes, we'll dissect these amazing web videos and break down the science behind them right now on Superhuman Science. Off the coast of Egypt's Sinai Peninsula, a Swedish adventurer prepares for a dangerous free dive. More than 100 meters under the Red Sea, with no oxygen tanks, and only the air in her lungs.
This is scary. This is one of those videos where if you do it wrong, you die, and that's it.
Annalie Pompey knows that freediving is high risk. She's no rookie. She strives to hit a record depth equal to some 40 stories high. Down and back with just one breath of air.
I'm here to set a world record in freediving discipline variable weight to 130 meters.
Her variable weight dive involves riding a weighted sled on her descent and swimming back to the surface with a monofin. For Annalie to succeed, she'll need to cheat death and hold her breath for between 3 and 4 minutes. How is that even possible? Our experts take a look.
You know, if you go into a pool, you're going to naturally want to float just because of how much air we have in our bodies. And then as you go further and further down below, you have all the weight of the water stacking up on top of you.
The deeper a human body goes under the sea, the greater the pressure of water pushing down on it.
The pressure on her lungs is increasing, and the pressure on her chest wall is increasing.
For every 10 meters down, the pressure increases by 1 bar unit, or a little more than 1 kilogram per square centimeter.
The pressure at some point can get extremely disorienting from the pain.
It's a risk Annalie knows all too well.
In worst case, which happened on my 120-meter dive, the lungs were squeezed. So I came up and I was really coughing a lot and there was some fluid in my lungs.
This time, at 1 minute and 20 seconds into the dive, Annalie Pompey sets a new world record at a depth of 126 meters.
When we hold our breath, what happens inside our bodies? Your body is taking that oxygen and converting it to CO2. And if you build up too much CO2 in your body, that's actually toxic.
And that means it's the next 2 minutes that will be the most dangerous part of Annalie's dive.
99% of divers that die is due to a blackout when they're coming back up.
To avoid that, freedivers like Annalie develop the ability to pack more oxygen into their bodies than normal.
Lung packing is a process of pushing more air into your lungs after they're already full. And that involves using the muscles of the throat and the mouth to basically eat air and keep doing that to get as much oxygen into yourself as possible.
And to get maximum benefit from that packed air, Annalie must bring her body and mind to a state of complete calm before every dive.
The average person may have a resting heart rate, maybe 80 beats per minute. Some of these swimmers who do these long dives manage to bring their heart rates down to something like 14 beats per minute. What that means is that the heart beats less, blood is flowing slower, oxygen is getting used up slower, so they can go longer times without needing to take that breath of air.
Maybe even long enough to dive 126 meters on a single breath. But we suggest leaving this to superhumans like Annalie Pompey. From diving the ocean depths to no strings attached action.
What the?
Next, our experts explore the world of telekinesis. There's no denying the awesome power of the human mind.
About to move. This. Walk.
But can brain power alone do this? Or this? Or how about moving an automobile using only thought?
What the f? Holy sh**. Dude! Nothing under the table. What are you gonna do, Kane?
Move that can. With my mind, oh my god.
So is there a scientific explanation for this?
You ready?
Does telekinesis exist?
Let's do it.
Woo! Okay. Ready?
Yeah. Oh, that is skill.
Again, we turn to our
You
experts.
missed it.
So the biological explanation for what's going on here is that he's faking it. That's it.
I think these guys are having a great time. They're just having fun making tricks on camera, but it's not real.
These are magic tricks, bottom line.
If it is fake, how did these Australian guys pull it off?
My hypothesis is that he's probably using something like magnets. You may not know, but cue balls actually have a magnet in them. That's how you can separate the cue ball out from all the other colored balls.
On the movement of the cue ball, I can see definite signs of manipulation in the footage. His friend has a nice handheld, shaky camera thing going on, but right here is where the footage actually slows down. There's no shaky camera going on for just a small amount of time, but it happens to coincide at the exact time that that ball is coming across the table. It's very, very subtle, but it's there. So obviously they've manipulated that footage somehow in an edit suite. On this trick, I don't see signs of video manipulation, but I do think that he has something up his sleeve.
I could easily see you putting a magnet inside the Coke can and having another magnet underneath the table, and then kind of just sliding it forward as the guy extends his hand out.
A hidden magnet could slowly pull a can of soda to you. But how does this guy make the empty can fly off the pool table a little later?
Yeah.
But wait, we saw the pool table before and it was uncovered, and we saw the can on the kitchen table and it was a smooth surface there, but why do they want to cover this?
That blanket could easily hide a string or something else that sends the soda can sailing.
Yeah.
But what about brain power moving the automobile?
Holy sh**.
What do the laws of physics say about this feat?
If you step off a cliff, you're going to fall down, and that's because Earth's gravity, you're experiencing that gravitational force, the mutual force between you and the Earth.
Holy sh**.
Our experts agree that for this stunt, gravity is the star of the show, not telekinesis.
It's just physical manipulation. Somebody taking their foot off the brake when they're crouching low in a car on a decline. That's pretty simple, pretty straightforward.
Go for it.
So while the precise methods used to create these illusions remain a mystery, science tells us they must be fake.
There's never been any scientific evidence of telekinesis.
They did a good job.
Yeah.
And then you say, okay, it's fake. It's still phenomenal because it's a neat video.
In Norway, veteran skydiver Katie Hansen plummets to the ground during an extreme sports event. It may look like just another skydive, but her landing has zero margin for error.
Do you see the yellow convertible out there waiting for her to actually get down to the ground?
But that car isn't just waiting, it's speeding down the runway. And Katie is gonna try and land in it while it's moving.
This was really cool to watch. It all looks real.
So our experts take a closer look at this stunt's probability.
If she goes almost correctly but not right, she lands on the hood. She lands on the trunk, something where she then spins off of a car that's moving at 30 miles an hour, and that's dangerous too.
It's Katie's precise control of her parachute that allows her to steer herself toward the car and even alter her speed.
Air resistance for this is extremely important because she has her parachute and is able to actually catch a lot of the air. She can slow herself down that way, and she can guide herself a bit more using that specialized parachute.
Katie's carefully timed jump is impressive enough. But for this stunt to work, the driver of the car has to be perfect too.
The hard part is for the car to be able to match the speed of the skydiver to be able to give her a safe spot to land.
As difficult as this looks, one bit of science makes it relatively easier to do than we might first suspect.
If you're on the highway and you're driving next to somebody else and you are both going around the same speed, it looks like the person next to you isn't really moving. And that's because your relative velocities is 0, because you're basically going at the same speed.
Impressive, yes. Superhuman, maybe not. Still, it's great fun to watch.
While it's fantastic that she was able to get everything timed on this first attempt, this isn't the same as trying to send my mom up there to do this.
From perfect landings to powerful lungs. So powerful they can lift a car. And still ahead, a one-man sound machine makes it hard to believe your ears. American Brian Jackson is about to display an amazing feat, lifting a car off the ground by just breathing.
I've never seen anything like this before. It's definitely extremely impressive.
I can barely blow up a balloon without passing out.
In just 30 seconds, Brian blows into a fire hose that inflates a rubber rescue lift and raises an automobile in the air. All 1,565 kilograms. Yet it comes with a dangerous risk.
In some cases, you can actually cause capillaries in your eyes to burst.
This guy is really at risk for what they call barotrauma, significant pressure to his lungs.
He can burst both of his lungs. He could get a pulmonary embolism from that, and that's deadly.
Let's go, Dad, come on!
Dangerous or not, it appears possible that Brian might have the world's most powerful lungs. Our experts look at how he does it.
He doesn't look like a particularly athletic man, but certainly he must have a large lung capacity.
Large to say the least. Medical tests have shown that Brian's lung capacity is 26% greater than the average person. But lung size doesn't matter as much as how he uses it.
He just has to be able to exhale very forcefully, repeatedly.
He's proving to us that he's exhaling air at an extremely high force.
To create that extra force, Brian turns himself into a human accordion.
Look what he's doing. He's using his abdominal muscles to force more air out. So it's not just a lung thing, it's a muscle thing.
So he bends and contracts every time he exhales to shoot the air out of his lungs at a high rate. And Brian says this takes every bit of energy in his body.
It takes my neck, my shoulders, my back, my arms, not just my lung strength, to be able to blow into this with hopefully enough pressure and volume to lift it off the ground. And then my throat is taking all the pressure from that lift.
The amazing part is when he's blowing into a mass of air that's already at a really high pressure. So he almost has to put in double the amount of pressure to get more air into it.
And for his trouble, Brian has shattered multiple world records. And the way we see it, his lungs are superhuman.
He's been able to do this multiple times without any injury. And so his pulmonary function is extremely impressive. This really is superhuman.
Next, we switch from lungs of steel to a water skier who puts his foot down to ski barefoot. This American from Florida knows how to walk on water. All he needs is a fast boat, a tow rope, and his 2 feet. And sometimes only one.
Most people water ski with actual skis, but this guy just uses his feet.
It doesn't look like he's even on water. It looks like he's literally skating on a completely smooth, hard surface.
It might look like an illusion, but our experts say he's really doing this.
I think this is real. I think this is physically possible.
I see light reflected through the water. I see variation in the droplets. It would be very hard to manipulate in visual effects. It's not manipulated, it's real.
His name is Keith St. Onge, and he's one of the greatest barefoot water skiers in the world.
You don't have anything on your feet, no skis, no wakeboards. You're not riding a tube. It's just you on your bare feet skimming across the water.
The surface area of his feet is roughly 5 times smaller than the surface area of an average slalom ski. So the big question is, how does he stay up?
This is all physics. This is possible because of Newton's third law of motion, which says that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
There's the force of gravity on your body that pulls you down into the water, but as you're moving at these high speeds, what you also have is the force of water against your feet. And that is actually what causes a lift, a force upwards, and keeps you from falling into the water.
But that smaller surface area compared to a regular ski means that Keith has to go much faster to stay above the water.
An average water skier needs to be traveling at roughly 20 to 25 kilometers per hour in order to maintain their forward momentum and not sink below the surface of the water. Keith's reported that to do some of his most difficult tricks, he has to go as fast as 72 kilometers an hour.
If he's going to be doing tricks on 1 foot and not 2, the boat has to be going about 3 to 10 kilometers per hour faster than if he were just going to be doing it on 2 feet.
It also helps to have a little extra lift. That's why he ties his tow rope to a tower extension that reaches 4 meters above the water.
That upward pulling rope acts more like a kite in kite surfing. That lift is what's letting him skim along the water.
No doubt going barefoot can be risky business.
It can actually be very dangerous.
The soles of his feet are absolutely taking a great deal of trauma from the water.
Obviously, you can catch a toe at any moment or catch a heel if you're skiing backwards, and the falls can come in a hurry.
But this science-savvy world champion knows the secret to avoid wiping out.
You have to make the right moves and know what move you're going to be doing before you do it.
So is Keith St. Onge a super athlete? Definitely. Superhuman? Maybe not. But he has made barefoot believers out of our experts.
Water skiing on skis is one thing, pretty cool. Water skiing without skis is even cooler.
Best water foot massage in the world, absolutely.
Keith's skillet stunts may leave you speechless. But the subject of our next video uses nothing but his own voice to make audiences cheer. Australian native Tom Thumb is a performer,
program-based,
a master of sound effects, and one of the world's top beatboxers.
He had more than one sound at a time. And that, to me, is amazing. That, to me, is professional.
It's hard to believe that Tom is making all the sounds you're hearing in real time.
rock some of that like.
So how is this possible? Our experts say it's all about air.
What is fantastic about this guy, and why he's probably risen to the highest levels of beatboxery, is that he is in complete control of his breathing.
Sound comes from the vibration of something, a vibration of a string on a violin, and in many cases, vibration of air.
Figuring out where and how to move that air is what allows all beatboxers to mimic so many different instruments.
What's neat about the human body is that you have air in so many different pockets and so many different configurations that you can control very subtly.
And so people are activating things like their vocal cords, but even the ventricular flaps inside their trachea.
We have so many nasal cavities. All of those are empty, hollow sacs. And all of those have the ability to have air vibrate within them.
They take advantage of their teeth, their tongues, their lips. They even take advantage of other muscles further down.
When a beatboxer layers multiple sounds together and adds rhythm, our experts say the audience does part of the work.
Freeze it right there. This is the part that's interesting.
So I actually very carefully listened to how he transitioned between, say, spoken word and a bass. You can find those hesitations as he switches, but your brain fills it back in, and he is so quick at going back from a heavy bass to spoken word back to bass that you don't think that bass ever stops.
Tom's kind of control over his voice is certainly superhuman.